Cast, reel, catch, sell. Cast, reel, catch, sell. I washed up here. I can't really say why or how, but this town, this dock, these people are my world now. This water is my world now. I go out, I cast my lines, I reel in my catch, I sell what I can back to the people of the town. The sun is bright during the day, the sea is blue, and my boat keeps itself above the waves. The waters are calm today. The bite of the sea spray and the rasp of salt on the line sets everything in motion as I take my boat out into the archipelago. The lighthouse in the distance is a promise of home and safety that I may yet keep. I cast my nets. I trawl the depths. I bring in my catch. The waters were calm today. I went out past the shoals for the first time, still clinging to the edge, still but a toe dipped into these shallows. There are lights bobbing in the distance, signs of schooling fish further out, but my boat is small, my tools are limited, and I have most of what I need here. Still casting, reeling, catching, selling. The rhythm continues. I keep my eyes on the water. The nights are different. They sneak up on you, crawling in from the edges faster than a caught breath. You look up from your nets, and the sun is gone. Here and there you can see the lighthouse, still beaming out its promise, but now the depths bristle and contract with alien intent. A twitching, rot-colored miasma that stands between me and the bay. Shapes loom out of the fog-choked distance as things, both real and imagined, reach out, curious, innocent, malevolent. I don't know what is worse, that they are real or that they are not. The waters were calm today. I ply my trade for people living in towns that lay sprawled on the shores like washed up, bloated corpses. The smell of fish rotting in the sun turns towards something worse. Nothing is soft here. Everything is abraded by the wind and the salt and the whispered cries of things that should not be heard. There are soft things in the water sometimes. They float up from the depths that cannot and will not and should not be named. They float up and their softness presses against the docks, against the light, against any gap in the hulls of the ships that dare to venture out. I talk to the people of the villages on the isles. They are hard folk, carved out of driftwood and basalt. Some seem merely set to their tasks, others seem off. Some seem to have let their sanity fly off with the gulls, or perhaps the tides have taken their minds away to the deep. Sometimes their madness seems to leak out of them like ichor. I press my luck. I let the sun set to seize on those creatures that surface to be taken out of the night. I shine my light into the dark to warn against hazards that I'd rather not see. I send my engines into a frenzy to cross the open gaps where the ocean floor drops away, shredding my propellers and my nerves to better navigate these yawning mouths that shriek their emptiness with the mouths of liars. I know better than to listen. I know the abyssal depths are where the soft things float up. Sometimes my light feels like a beacon, drawing them to me. The waters were calm today. There is some small comfort in my trade. The ritual of casting my line, of trawling up wreckage and trinkets, hauling back full loads of fish and detritus to whatever small spark of light will take it. There's a rhythm here, a hypnotic sort of meditation that draws me in, keeps the loop spinning again and again and again. Then I look up and the night is there again, a blanket dropped down over all creation with the lighthouse blinking at me like a one-eyed specter, as things with 2 and 3 and many more eyes start to look my way, and their gaze means to wash away everything I am. Is the lighthouse any more real than those eyes that taunt and preen and vanish with the coming of the dawn? I armor myself for my trials to come. I take the money from my haul, the creatures that map onto what is supposed to be, and the ones that leave the atlas sopping and torn. Why do those always fetch a higher price? Why do those to whom I sell seem so eager for them? I take detritus from my own kind, the broken backs of whalers and treasure hunters, and the torn open ribs of other, less fortunate fishing boats. I take their bones and I shore up my own ship as best I can. I hollow out more space, find more and better gear to let me sail farther, cast wider, and trawl deeper. There are days where I forget about living creatures in my search for the cast-offs of dead ships. On the days I dock on land beyond the huddled towns, I sometimes meet people, cast-offs and living ghosts, figures with hooded eyelids or hooded cloaks. Almost all want something from me. A lost trinket from the depths of the sea, a rotting eel to prepare in the old way, a device to drive off some massive shape down in the cracks of the earth. Or is that drive into a frenzy? If I say no, I go back to fishing, to the hypnotic cycle of catch and cast, anchorage and away. But I do not say no. I say yes. I say yes to things I understand, and to those things I do not. What difference does it truly make? Have I done this before? Am I capable of choice, or am I not, in fact, some small bit of flotsam tossed about by tides running farther and deeper than any man could ever know, should ever know? There are bottles on the surface. They sparkle and glitter, bobbing on the waves, waving to those few ships passing by. I found more than a few of them. They seem to be leading somewhere to someone. This chain of islands is surrounded by the vasty ocean, into whose reaches I dare not tread. There would be no lighthouse to guide me, nothing but the eyes and whispers and the soft things of the unknown fathoms. This chain of islands is in a bottle. My ship is in a bottle. Did some dread hand place my ship in this bottle? Who was here before? Who will remain once I have gone? Could I leave if I wanted to? The man on the islands says all this is happening for a reason, while others I find have lost theirs. Do I have control over my reasons? I see my face reflected in the water, in the mirror, in the dead glass eyes of my catch. I follow. I continue. I persist. Cast. Reel. Catch. Sell.